Okay, so let's open up your math journal to page 163 and go ahead and try to solve 1 and 2 on page 163. Make sure you are making your estimate before you solve. Remember, we use the estimate to check if our answer is reasonable. So please pause the video and go ahead and try to solve 1 and 2. Okay, so let's look at 1. Our estimate for 1, since we need to make that first, for this, I would say, is close to a whole. It's 1/5 away. So that would mean our 4 would change to 5. And remember, we are subtracting today. I know we've been working on adding a lot, but we are subtracting. So watch your sign. And then 1/5 is close to 0. So then we would just have our 1. So our estimate then would be around 4. So now if I look at this problem is pretty simple. It has common denominators, so I don't need to change them. And 4/5 is already bigger than 1/5, so I don't have to do any add, same, and then subtract. So 4/5 minus 1/5 is just going to be 3/5. And 4 minus 1 is just going to be 3. So 3 and 3/5. Is that pretty close to 4? I would say so. Let's look at 2. Let's make our estimate first. 3 and a third. So I would say 1/3 is pretty close to a half. So let's make it 3 and a half minus, oh, do I need to change this one? Or is that already a benchmark fraction? 1 and 1/2. I don't need to change it. It's already a benchmark. So a half minus a half is nothing. And 3 minus 1 is 2. So my estimate is 2. So this problem has a couple steps to it because the first thing I see is I don't have a common denominator. So let's use our strategy of quick common denominator to make a common denominator first. So I'm going to multiply by 3 here, but remember I also have to multiply my numerator by 3. And then here by 2. And then my numerator by 2. So yes, I would like you to rework out the problem. I know, showing your work, right? Let's go ahead and show our work. So 3 and 2, 6, minus 1 and 3, 6. We have common denominators now, but do you see another problem? Can I do 2 minus 3? I cannot. So remember, we are going to look at this bottom fraction here and say, how can I make this a whole? How many more do I need to add to make this a whole so this goes to 2? So 6, 6 is a whole, and I have 3, 6 here, so I just need to add 3, 6. But if I add 3, 6 to that, I must add 3, 6 to the first fraction. You have to be fair. So now again, 3 and 5, 6 is our new, ooh, I'm running out of time. And then this would go to 2. So now you can subtract 5, 6, and 3 minus 2 is 1, which is pretty close to 2. That's 5.